Someone trying to get in my house. This is something that happened to me a couple years back that still freaks me out when I think about it. To start with, this was at around midnight and I was in my room browsing stuff on my phone when I suddenly hear what sounds like knocking outside my bedroom window, ground level. I first shrugged it off as being a squirrel or something until I heard the same sounds again, which is when I started becoming concerned. It was at this point that I left my room and called my dad to tell him about what was happening. He tried to reassure me it was nothing, and while this was happening I heard even more knocking coming from around the front door. I tried calling out to see if it was my brother or anything but didn't get any answers. At this point I was starting to really freak out. It was after this that I heard someone at my back door trying to force the door open. It was locked thankfully, and finally after this my dog finally caught on and started barking like crazy at the other end of the door, which finally drove whoever was out there off. After that happened I called my grandpa who lived a block over to come and pick me up because I was way too scared to be able to stay the night in that house. In retrospect I should have called the police, but I wasn't thinking straight, and was shivering on the couch holding a kitchen knife the whole time I was waiting. I still have no idea who was out there that night. I had taken a walk alone in a nature trail earlier that day and my only working theory is that someone had followed me home. I later learned there were drifters living in the woods around that area, which adds to that. I have no evidence of that though. This was probably the scariest experience I've been through, and it still makes it hard for me to stay home alone at night.